is Ruth Lickwater. I'm the owner of The Common Cup, the new coffee shop at the corner of Morris and Greenview in Rogers Park. My background is as a consultant, a nonprofit consultant for a Christian relief and development organization that's international. And so I've been formed, well, before that by my faith and my church, but also by working for this organization, I've been exposed to developing countries around the world as well as poor communities here. And so I just really believe that encouraging community, building community is good for everyone. And that's what God calls us to do. It's not just about afterlife, it's about what we do now. And so I feel strongly that I grew up in a community that was a small town and had the advantage of community. And I just feel like a lot of people are just really craving community. They don't even necessarily know it, but they are. And
is that part of your mission behind the Common?
Yeah, it's to bring people together. I often refer to it as like a front porch. It's a place where people can come and have significant conversations instead of, you have public space, which is grocery store or whatever, and you have your private space, but this is more like a third space, or like a front porch where people can come and have meaningful interaction and connection, meet their neighbors. So yeah, we're both very into community. We feel like that's what we love and what other people love and what other people really need in their lives. There's a lot of lonely people, especially in the cities. So
traveled many different all over the world.
Quite a few places, yeah. Most of my work was in the U.S. with poor communities and cities in the U.S. But I got the first time I went to Bangladesh, which was amazing. It was the first time I'd ever gone, that far away. And that organization I worked with groups of women in these really, really remote areas of Bangladesh. So I was all over the country on the back of a motorcycle and meeting with women's groups, and we did things like micro-lending and health, and it was also empowering women to start to be able to, in Bangladesh, women have no rights basically, or very few. So to go to this remote area where you're seeing 12, 13, 14-year-olds as the fifth wife of someone, bearing children, but yet being able to sit with a group of women. I remember walking up to this group of women who were expecting knowing that I was from this organization that had provided funding for their programs, sitting in a huge circle way in this remote area, and all around were goats and chickens and everything tied up, and sat down and they weighed their babies, and then they showed me how their babies had, started to gain weight. They had these little log books, and none of them were literate when they started. So they were weighing their babies and learning about nutrition and health. They were micro-lending, so that's why all the cows, or the goats and the chickens were around, is that they had to put their little bit of savings together, and then they would decide who got a loan, and that person would, buy a goat or something and start to earn some money and pay it back, and then someone else would get it. And then they showed me in their book, their savings book, how they had started out by putting their thumbprint behind their name. And now later on, they were able to actually write their name. And, the pride on their faces, and, it was just like, it's an unforgettable, experience to do something like it. It was just a privilege. They treat you like you're this guest of honor. They're searching all over the village for a chair. Meanwhile, they're all sitting on the floor, and you're like, no, I want to sit on the floor. It's just, I think for anyone that can have that kind of experience, it's just really life-changing. So, and it's a beautiful country, even though it's flat. You can see stars like I've never seen anywhere.
Your favorite hours here?
Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. Fridays we're open from 6 in the morning till 9 at night, because we have live music in the evening from 7 till 9. And Saturdays we're open from 7 a.m. until 9. And then we're going to be opening on Sunday this fall. I'm just not sure exactly what hours. Probably not 16-hour days like we have been or whatever, but we're going to start opening for sure on Sunday mornings and stay until at least mid-afternoon.
And if people want to have just a good cup of coffee,
That's the best cup of coffee. Or tea, if you're a tea drinker.